Okay.
Hey Matt,
Hi, Sean.
how are you?
Good. Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely. Melody Thomas Scott.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. So nice to meet you.
Thank you, you too.
I've chatted with so many of your co-stars, colleagues over the years,
Ah,
and you have been on my list as a wish list cast member, and so I'm so happy to finally have that happen today.
well, thank you. It took a Lifetime Achievement Award to make this happen.
To bring us together. It's well deserved. I just want to tell you, I've been watching The Young and the Restless. I'm 56 this summer since I was a teenager. And two things were happening when I first started watching. Jack had just been shot, and you were mourning the loss of Victor.
Which time?
Oh
There,
yeah, I know, right? You were, it was, he came up behind you in a park.
yes.
He was pretending
I
to be
think I was
dead.
at his headstone, wasn't I?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes, I
yes,
remember
yes.
that. Yeah, it's one of my favorite scenes, actually.
It was
No.
brilliant. And when I was still a teenager, I got hit in the head and had a mild concussion and was in the hospital just before you guys got married.
Oh
And we
my.
didn't have, our TV was on the fritz at my house. So I was missing all of this. So being in the hospital meant that I had a TV and I could watch the wedding. And I was well and I was better. I was ready to go home. And I
Gonna say,
lied.
you lied, not
I
didn't.
lied. I lied to the nurses, to the doctors, to my parents, so that I could watch Nikki and Victor get married.
Did they ever learn the truth?
I think they sort of knew. I think they sort of knew something was up, that I was fine. But that's how devoted a fan I've been of the show. I still watch it every day.
Oh,
It
thank
brought
you.
so much joy to many people, including myself. What's it like to be getting the Daytime Lifetime Achievement Award at the Daytime Emmys? We're recording this in advance, so it'll air after. But what's it like to be honored in such a way?
Uh, Really, it was shocking to me when
Was it?
it's told. Well, I certainly don't. I don't think many people walk around town wondering if they're ever going to get a Lifetime Achievement Award. Do they? Do people think that way?
I think some people do.
Oh,
You obviously do not.
it was never a thought in my mind or my husband's mind. So when they came to us and said that they had actually been wanting to do it for a while, another what?
What?
Uh, so it's thrilling and such an honor. And the first thing I asked Adam, the president of the Academy, who told me the news, I said, "Do we have to share one Emmy or do we?"
And do you?
And he had the right answer. He said,
Uh,
"You both get one." I said, "Okay, I accept."
Um, what are you gonna say? You together have, I think, a 93 years of combined time in
That's
daytime.
what they say. Yes.
How do you, in a short speech, say your thank yous and what you want to share from being such an institution in daytime television?
Well, it won't be easy. We both have 2 minutes.
Oh, 2 minutes is all.
So, yes, we both have been working on our individual speeches and we think we've got it just right. And then we'll time it. And I was like, oh God, we've got to cut 4 more minutes. So it's just been, whittled down. So now hopefully we will come in at our allotted time and not be played off.
And say what you want to say, I guess.
Well, I think we'll both probably be speaking very quickly in order to try to get everything.
Right. I'm glad to see this because you were robbed not getting a daytime nomination for your
Oh,
recent work. I really mean that. And recently I had Colleen Zenk on the
how
show.
did you?
Yeah, yeah. And I've been a fan of hers forever. And so seeing her show up in Genoa City was
Yeah.
marvelous. And you two together have such wonderful chemistry.
Well,
And the storyline, is so out there. But I was so happy to see you get something to really sink your teeth into. Not that you don't always knock it out of the park, but this was like some meat. And you have been fantastic.
well, thank you. And we have so much fun working together. And just this storyline in general has probably become my top storyline in 45 years.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah, and I only base things like that on how much fun I'm having.
Yeah.
And I've had so much fun with this story, that, I mean, that's my basis for anything really is, am I having fun? I'm not having fun. Okay, forget it. I'm not doing it. Uh, but this has been just tremendous. So exciting.
When you get the news that you're going to be an alcoholic again, and you've played Nikki as alcoholic, well, she's always an alcoholic, but you know, in the depths of her alcoholism, um, are you kind of, oh, I have to do this again? Or are
Oh,
you,
no, no, no. I find that most people do love a drunk Nikki, as do I.
I love a drunk Nikki. There should be a cocktail called the Drunk Nikki.
Oh, hey, that's a good idea. Um, and it's not like production lets you know with very much advance notice what the story is going to be. So it's almost like you pick up a script for next week and oh, but
Oh,
see, this one is so much more interesting because fortunately, this was not Nikki's fault this time.
no, no,
Not her fault that
the
she
true
had
victim.
the alcohol and all that. So I could play her with abandon with no guilt
Yeah,
in the beginning. Of course,
yeah.
the guilt did start to creep in, but
I also want to offer a tip of the hat to you and Peter Bergman for your solo episode together. I mean, that was outstanding. You guys just really um, knocked it out of the park, as I said before, but it was astonishing. And I'm so glad that there was a whole episode devoted to their friendship, their relationship, and the depths they were willing to go, especially Jack, for Nikki, was incredible. So hat tip to you both, because
thank
that's a whole episode you carried.
it was. And it took us 2 days to shoot the one episode.
Did it? Okay.
Nuts, and everything had to be just right. And very days of wine and roses. We felt that as we were shooting it, and and just very intense scenes that normally uh, I'm the one that normally cracks up and makes jokes in between scenes or takes. There was none of that doing this show because you couldn't. You had to stay in it. You had to stay your character because you couldn't risk losing it. So it was a lot of work, but production gave us everything that we needed to make it perfect. And I appreciate your words. Thank you.
Yes, and you're not afraid to, for lack of a better term, get ugly, which I
Oh no,
appreciate.
I love ugly.
Yeah, yeah, you're not vain in that way.
I am not vain in pretty much any way. I know I'm very boring, but I for me, it has to be realistic. Your job as an actor is to make your part be as real as it can. And I never understand where, maybe some woman on a soap is waking up from a coma and she's all done up. I, I just
That's what I'm
I
talking
can't
about.
do that. I mean, real is real. It's your job to make it real.
What's the response been like from fans who work with through their own addictions? You must hear from them.
I do. I actually, when my book came out a few years ago, I started hearing from so many people who had suffered with many different adversities and such. So now yes, whenever there is an uptick in Nikki's drinking, I do hear a lot from people who are suffering with their own issues. And I mean, I'm not really in a place that I can speak to them personally, but
Is it a
I think
pressure
they
for
did
you?
get a lot out of how we are portraying Nikki's alcoholism.
Or is there a pressure for you to, get it right or to honor people who are going through that? Do you know what I
You
mean?
know what? I would not be able, I can't be thinking about that while I'm trying to do a scene. I have to think totally on the scene and I have to think, what is motivating Nikki every second that she's on the air? What is motivating her? I can't try to take in others watching and try to help them as well. It just wouldn't work.
What is the basis of Nikki's longevity?
Hmm. I don't know.
No, because you started out as a stripper at the Bayou, pretty much. I remember reading that you didn't actually care if you got this part or not. You were nonchalant about it. Is that true?
What an idiot I was,
What
huh?
an idiot you were.
Uh, no, it's true because, well, I was only 22 when I got this job. And I'm a huge Lucille Ball fan. And I've always wanted to be a comedian. And I had gotten an NBC pilot for a sitcom that same week. And if an actor gets two contract roles at the same time, they can only pick one. So I wanted to do the sitcom. My agent wanted me to do Y&R, and she had to work on me pretty hard to get me to agree to that.
Why did she want you to do that over the sitcom?
I mean, she was very much like a mother hen over all of her clients, and particularly me. And I think she just wanted me to get some stability and have a contract for 3 years and,
Right.
put some money away. And she
Versus
was
the pilot.
yeah. And so the pilot didn't even sell. So I had a slam dunk. I clearly made the right decision. Always listen to your agent. And she is still alive. She is 96.
Oh,
And
wow.
I will be mentioning her on stage on Friday.
Any point at which you thought, I'm done with this, or have you loved the entire trip?
With this show,
Mhm.
clearly not. I am very happy here. It really has become my second family. I love the people here, and I love the work that I'm allowed to do every day. Um, and so there's really no need for me to quit. I mean, why would I quit and just go home and play with my dog all day, which wouldn't be bad, but uh, no, I get too much happiness and satisfaction from this job.
We do
At least
something on the
right now.
show.
Uh,
Say again.
I no, you say again.
You say again.
I don't remember what I said now.
Okay. Every summer on the show, we do something called Summer of Yes, where we encourage listeners to say yes to life all summer long. The invitation, the inspiration, the idea that comes into their minds, say yes to it, because it provides magic when you say yes in life. And so we do this every year. We bring on people who have said yes in life. You strike me as a very yes-based person. And I know you're an Aries, and I find fire signs to be yes-based people. Can you talk to us? Am I accurate? Are you a yes-based person?
I don't know. I've never thought of this concept before. Um, I am very much a fatalist
Mm.
in accepting just about anything, even if it's bad news. And I feel that my life and career have been guided by fate uh, for the better. And so I'm really much more into acceptance, I think, which is I guess is also
Which is a
the
big
same.
yes. Yes,
Yes.
a huge yes. So, what has happened in your life where you've had to say that kind of yes and accept?
Well, let's face it, we all must accept many things. Um, I had a childhood filled with adversity. I went through a lot of things that maybe would have broken some other people. I'm very strong-willed. There's the Aries.
Aries.
I am very confident, even when I was young and was being bullied at school every day and didn't really have a very good life. I was always very confident, and I don't know where that comes from, but I guess it comes from God.
Mm.
Um, I seem to persevere. Again, I don't know where any of this comes from. I certainly didn't learn it. I didn't have parents teach me any of this, but that is just who I am, and I am grateful to be able to accept.
What are you wearing to the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Daytime Emmys?
I can't tell you that,
Come
Nick.
on. It'll be over by the time we air this.
I'm wearing
I
a
won't. You're wearing a gown.
there. That's it?
Uh, I think we knew that part.
Well, you didn't put any limits on my
Can you
answers.
give us a color?
No,
Can you give us a designer?
no,
Oh, you don't trust me.
no.
It is our first meeting. You'll get to know me sometime.
I
I'm
think that'd be very
trustworthy.
fun. I think we'd have a good time.
I think we'd have good. I'm a Leo, so Aries and Leos get along really well.
Are you an August Leo?
I'm an August Leo, true blue, August 1st.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Lucille Ball is August 6th.
I know a lot of the greats are Leos, just saying. And we're all trustworthy, but you don't know that about me yet. You will. Melody Thomas Scott, this has been a joy. I've wanted to talk to you forever. You have, as I said, brought us so much pleasure and joy for over 4 decades. And I thank you for that. And please continue the wonderful work you do.
Oh, thank you so much. It was a pleasure talking to you today. We must talk again.
I would love that. I would love that. Hear that, Matt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Lots of
All
love.
right. Have a great day.
Okay, you
Talk
too.
to you. All right.
Bye-bye. See you.
I don't.
I got it.